Hi there, this video is for all NHS inductees. I'm just going to run through everything that we discussed yesterday in our meetings. For some reason, even though I set the option on Zoom to record the meetings, my Mac laptop did not save those as a file, so I'm just going to go ahead and run through everything that you need to know. I probably had 60 kids attend the Zoom meeting, and there are 162 of you in NHS. So please take the time to watch this video. I will be sweet, short, and to the point for you. So the first thing that we really need to talk about is joining the Google Classroom. Hold on a second. Okay, everybody should have received a Google Classroom invite from me. I want to say currently we have like 120 students that are enrolled. So there are several of you that still need to join this. This is where everything's going to be for NHS. As you can see, there is a little bit in the feed for now. I will not be clogging up this feed with a bunch of information, but just be on the lookout to see if there's anything that might pop out to you. I will be using Remind as well, so just that'll be a great form of communication. The quickest and easiest way to get a hold of me, though, guys, is through Schoology Messenger. Okay. Once you're enrolled in the Google Classroom, there's our calendar and then the Google Drive folder. Google Drive has actually been down today and has been having issues, so it's just going to load like this. So once they figure that out, there's volunteer opportunity information, descriptions of what class cabinet, NHS cabinet looks like in terms of sets of responsibilities. There's ideas of committees that we've formed in the past and so forth. So there's a lot of great information that you should be looking at if you haven't already, obviously when Google Drive is not acting crazy. So since Google Drive is acting goofy, I am just going to pull up, because it's saved to my phone, the meeting agenda from yesterday. Once you are able to go through that Google Drive, there's a folder called Meeting Agendas, and there's only one in there so far. So I'm just going to read through some of the most important information. If you have any questions or concerns or are interested in volunteer work or whatever that might be, I understand that it could be a slight inconvenience for you because I work at South full-time, but emailing me or Schoology Messenger, again, is the quickest form of communication. Everything that you guys have maybe sent to Ms. Cook in the past has been forwarded to me. So because I'm taking over the sponsorship, I'll be your go-to person. Please download Remind. The code, which is also highlighted in your agenda, is EHS NHS 112. That will be a good way to give out some reminders for things that are coming up. In a green highlighted portion of the agenda, it talks about tutoring after school. Dr. Stewart and I have been in the works of communicating with the middle school teachers and principal to see if that's something that we can still do, or what that might look like. Maybe we'll have to do it through Zoom. So please stay tuned on that. Okay. You're not required to do that at this moment. Membership requirements have changed. So in the past, you guys have had to have 25 hours of service logged by the end of the school year. It is now 15. Okay. If again, you go under the volunteer folder of Google Drive, there's a form that you'll fill out when you do complete your volunteer hours. On a side note with that, again, you need to be in the Google Classroom. You need to be on Remind. If by January I see that you're not participating or communicating, we might have some issues. I don't think it's very fair for you to put on a resume or in a scholarship letter that you're in NHS if you're not completely submerging yourself into this. So just be aware that, I could have a conversation with you if you're not doing what you're supposed to do in order to meet the qualifications for this group. The next portion is in terms of membership requirements, you must attend 4 out of 5 meetings. So yesterday's meeting was not mandatory. It was simply an informational meeting. So if you missed that, that is not one of the mandatory meetings. I will, once we find out who our cabinet members are, or our officers, I will set up the next scheduled meeting. Every meeting this year, and there will only be 4 or 5, I'm sorry, at least 5. You need to make 4 of 5. Every single meeting that we have will be on Zoom because we have 162 students, and with COVID restrictions, unless that changes dramatically, this is how we'll be meeting, okay? Please let me know if you're going to miss a meeting, and then there needs to be a reason why. A no-show is unacceptable. Something else that is like super important to us right now is Ms. Cook told me that you guys have not paid your dues. Your dues, is the cost of that is $15. If you could please make that exact via cash or check. This needs to be turned in as soon as possible to cover items like your cords for graduation. Again, I understand that it is an inconvenience, but you need to set a time out of your busy day to swing by South and drop it off at the front office. Anytime is fine, okay? They know that that money is being collected, so please do that. If you have any questions or concerns about that, let me know. Your certificates, I'm going to order those this week. I apologize. I know that you guys did not have an induction due to COVID, but I will still make this induction and certificate as special as I can for you guys, because I know that's a really big honor and a pivotal moment for you in this membership. So stay tuned on that. You don't need to buy those. The school will buy those. Officer interviews. Okay. Sign-ups are already up outside Miss Cook's room. You have until the 9th to sign up. And then officer interviews are after school on Thursday the 10th and Friday the 11th. Side note on that, I have been exposed to COVID. I got a negative through the rapid test, but because I was exposed, I am not allowed to return to work until next Monday. So I will be Zooming in on those officer meetings. There's nothing that is required of you except for yourself. When you come to these officer meetings, we will simply ask you a series of questions. You don't need to write up a speech. You don't need to give a speech. NHS inductees will not be determining the co-presidency positions. And please just keep in mind too that co-presidency is not the only option for officer membership positions, that we still have 3 other council member positions that will share the duties of secretary and treasury, etc. Okay, so sign up and we'll see you after school on the day that you've signed up for. Okay, items that need to be done immediately. The kids that did show up yesterday did a pretty good job in already kind of putting their name out there. So we do have some committees. We'll create more committees. That'll be the main focus of our next meeting, is creating committees. But the committee that's already started to form is the faculty birthday, the birthday gift cards. So because of COVID, the 4th quarter teachers did not receive their birthday card and gift card to Starbucks. So I already have a solid list of 4th quarter students that are going to help me out next week. Since I'm not there this week, next week, that'll be something that we focus on. So be tuned, or stay tuned, sorry, for that memo. I already have a list of other students that are going to volunteer for the faculty birthday of 1st quarter, since we're already almost halfway through 1st quarter. And then I have 4 students so far that have volunteered to do the 2nd quarter membership or committee. So if you are interested in doing that, that's a quick, easy way to be in a committee. And talking about requirements here, everybody needs to be involved in at least 2 committees or lead 1. And we can talk about the leadership portions of those committees next next meeting as well. Okay. So that's the only committee we have up and running at this point, just because we need to talk about what we can and can't do because of COVID. And I did reiterate to students yesterday that, we never know when COVID restrictions might change, or when we might go full remote. So, for example, I don't even think that homecoming is going to be a thing this year. I don't know. So we just need to kind of roll with the punches here. Okay. Um, Volunteer, because you guys have 15 hours of volunteer. One opportunity that I know for certain that you can do is the election. So if you go under the volunteer folder on our Google Drive, Dr. Stewart has worked with somebody outside of the school to get volunteers for the precinct, which will be at our school on November 3rd. So you need to email him directly at sstewart, S-T-U-A-R-T, sstewart at ecusd.org, or sorry, ecusd7.org. Email him directly. You can CC me in it if you would like, and let him know that that's something that you're interested in volunteering for. I did ask him how many hours that would be, and he did not know. So if I could guess off the top of my head, it would probably be, 4 to 8 hours of volunteer work. But don't quote me on that. So just contact him directly as soon as possible if that's something that you're wanting to do. Other than that, let me just go back and look at the agenda so far. Again, the main points right now are paying dues, officer interviews. We'll create committees next meeting. Please sign up for the Google Classroom, and then the Remind. I believe that is it. If you have any other questions or concerns as we move forward, please let me know. And I look forward to working with you guys, and I'm excited to be a part of this group. So we'll go from here. I hope that you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching this video.